because that 25 is okay. I'll enlighten you on how it's done. That 25 is your floor square footage. Floor square footage times 8 is volume. You're not filling the room with paint. You're painting the walls, first of all. And then second of all, the wall configuration can be just completely different than a square. Maybe you want to fill it with paint. I'm sorry. I'll tell you how to paint. Okay. But it's also not square feet at that point. It's cubic feet, which is a whole nother animal. But Rarest, here, I'll show you why. This is a common mistake, which is why knowing how to estimate is smart. Is key for figuring out for not losing money in construction work, okay? Let's say you had a room. Someone told you a room was 500 square feet, okay? Now the way you would figure that is you would find the closest thing to that. So a 25-foot by 25-foot room, right? That equals 625, but it gets you close, right? So you picture a square, it's 25 feet by 25 feet. Now you have 100 feet of walls, right? 100 feet of walls at 8 feet high, and that's 800 square feet of paint, all right? If you figure 300 square feet of paint per gallon, that's 3 gallons of paint. So let's say you buy 3 gallons of paint and you go to the job, all right? You go to the job, you show up. The room looks like this. With a wall here and a wall there. Okay? Now, let's say we dot this right here. And this is a 10 by 10 room, which is 100 of your square feet. And then the other is 10 by 40. All of a sudden, you've got 40 and 40, which is 80, 20 and 10, which is 30. It's 110. Then this is an 8-foot wall, and this is an 8-foot wall. So now all of a sudden, you have 126 feet of walls, not 100. 126 at 8 foot, you're looking at over 1,000 square feet. All of a sudden, your 3 buckets of paint doesn't cover the wall anymore. Now what do? You lost money because you assumed. You can't assume when you're estimating for paint. You have to have the exact lineal footage of the walls. Otherwise, you're going to lose your ass on every single thing that you bid. You're so confused. Why are you confused? Rarest Iowa, this right here is outside. That's not interior space that you're painting. That's not room square footage. This room here, this piece, this rectangle is 400 square feet. This one is 100. There's your 500 square feet. So there's your 500 square feet. No, you're fine, Rarest, but that's why you can't assume that when it comes to paint. That mistake gets made all the time. When I used to work inside sales for companies, people used to call. They're like, I know how much I need. I'm like, no, you don't, ma'am. Yes, I do. I measured the room myself. Oh, yeah? Okay, cool. Just paint the floor, duh. I mean, if it's sealed concrete, you're sealing the concrete. That's painting the floors. But it's important to... You can't just square foot a room out and figure out paint. That's it. It's impossible. For like residential, especially, because you're going to have little linen closets, you're going to have niches, you're going to have kitchen islands that are going to have walls that hang out. You're going to have knee walls around a fireplace. You can't just do that. So yeah, I'm no good. If you be careful if you're doing that for square footage alone. Even for trim, because you're gonna come with the same problem with trim too. You can't just assume trim like that. Because if you got extra walls, all of a sudden you're out trim. Cyvex. Just gonna have Tara do the math for me. I've been estimating for 15 years. I've seen everything, Amanda. In fact, I bid a job today for that painting company I work for, and it was $688,000. And I sent it to my boss to get looked at, and he was like, "How did you get $688,000?" He started going through the whole thing. He started giving me all the math, and all the math checked out. And I replied back to him, and I said, "You're correct." About half an hour went by. He emailed back. He said, "Okay, you're right. Sorry." I'm like, "You literally just came up with all the math I came up with. I'll give you some time to do the calculations." He was like, "It's clearly not right. You got this and this and this." I'm like, "Yep." Any hoozles. Just be careful if you're trying to figure out lineal footage based off of square footage. Well, pure solace, I mean, I would never do that, but hey, more power to her. Eden, I don't love math, but unfortunately I'm really good at it, so I've learned to embrace it. You love math, but you're bad at it? I hate math. Well, that's cool, Eden. Embrace it. Yeah, pure. Where I come from, that's just someone who doesn't know what they're doing and they're padding their numbers just to cover their ass. If she didn't own her own company, she wouldn't be working anywhere. No one would let you do that and actually keep a job. I worked with a girl who used to do that. She was like, "I figured out 300 square feet, but I wrote down 500 just to cover us." And I'm like, "Why would you do that?" "Oh, you know, just to cover incidentals." I'm like, "Did you not do the takeoff correctly?" "I did the takeoff correctly." "Then your 300 should be right." "Oh, no, I wrote down 500 just in case." I'm like, "Okay. You can't do that." She was a doctor? Oh yeah, pure. That's what I figured. Yeah, if you're padding your numbers that much, you have no idea what you're doing. But if it worked for, like I said, if it worked for her, then hey, more power to her. I could never do that. Now, if I come up with like 11,200, I'll round up to 12,000. If it's a big job, only because that'll get us a rounded bucket. If I don't go 11.2 and go, let's just call that 15. Because you either bid yourself out of work or, you know, if you bid yourself out of work, you end up not getting any jobs and there's no reason to keep you around. Hi, Portable Jim. Looking for a job. A company asked me to estimate how much to wash every window in the city. I think I didn't get the job because my answer to the question was always nagged at me. An estimate on how to wash every window in the city. That's all they asked you? Because you need a lot more information than that. You would need to know whether you're washing inside and out. You would need to know whether or not what you were cleaning it with. You would need to know what time frame you had to get it completed in, because that makes a difference. There's a whole lot of factors there that need to go into it. If you're washing windows during the winter time, you're going to have a method to keep everything warm while you're working. You're going to have to like hot box your work area and keep it tented and stuff. You got to make sure you cover for warranty or re-washes within a certain amount of time. There's all kinds of things you got to factor in. You can't just answer that question. There's no way. You would have to throw out some ungodly amount. More. There are things called an FU number, which is what we used to give people that we didn't want to work with. We gave them a number that was so astronomical that either A, they wouldn't take the job, or B, they would take it. We'd make a lot of money off of it. And I've worked at a few places where they took our FU number and we had to do the work afterwards. We're like, we'll do it for $6,500. They're like, sold. When can you be out there? Damn it. They called our bluff. Now we actually got to go do the work. And my boss is like, fine, I'll go do it. I'm making $6,500 off of it. Have fun, dude. For anybody just tuning in, we're cobbling Deep Slate. Yeah, Eden. Math is a powerful skill to have because it lets you get into a lot of things, especially science related. Science is just science uses a lot of math to explore and prove a lot of their things. Yeah, I gotta drink some water here in just a second. I'm gonna finish this row right here and I'm gonna drink. I give an FU number, and 90% of the time they take it because it'll be like $100 a day, and a 17-year-old thinks that's a ton. Yeah, right? $100 a day. Did you pick this build after this weekend on purpose because of Thanksgiving? Cobble, cobble, cobble. No, Cybex, I didn't, but thank you. Oh yeah, Pure Solace? So what you're saying is I should go check out your boat then, huh? Amanda. How you doing, beatboxer? Welcome in. Don't do it, it's a trap. Oh, with my bad knee, dude, I couldn't last a week on your boat. Unless I was the cook. Even then, I probably wouldn't last. How old am I? I don't think that's relevant to anything we're currently discussing. I'm old enough to stream on Twitch. I can come banned bugs. Oh yeah? So that doesn't seem too difficult. They don't pinch that hard, right? Or at least I've heard that they don't. They're gentle creatures? Okay. The cockroaches of the sea. Amanda. I'm afraid to do this, but I'm gonna do it. Put me right when I was estimating before. I've always used floor square footage because it was what I was taught. Gonna have to go back and compare some of your other estimates. Yeah. I'm no good. You gotta be careful, dude. For like closets and stuff, you can kind of get away with it because they're more square than not. But if it's a walk-in closet, they're rectangular. And you're going to have longer walls on either side. But I mean, just be careful, man. Pure solace. He's talking with the fishes, chat. That's his secret. What am I doing? I'm cobbling deep slate because we're going to be building an Enderman farm. And Mr. Dabbins, thank you for that, dude. I appreciate it. The Panthers have only been to like one Super Bowl, haven't they? Bye, Amanda. Yeah, those really thick red rubber bands that you would normally see out in the wild. Banding bugs. What's the rate of banding bugs that I have to maintain in order to stay on your boat pure? Bye, beatboxer. Have fun, buddy. $80 in 5 minutes. Okay. So about 16 a minute. That's not bad. I was going to say I could probably do about 10 a minute once I get the hang of it. In the beginning, I won't be getting that kind of stuff. And it's also with the QB they fired. He's also the current QB. Well, no, I know that. He's a good quarterback. And I don't think they fired him. Didn't he go into free agency? That's not really firing. That's just your contract running out. Well, Mr. Dabbins, the first time they went with it was within like their first 2 years. Cybex, I mean, Tony Romo was a good quarterback too, but his team sucked. Tony Romo is one of the best quarterbacks of recent times. If you look at his stats, he was just made out of glass. It's like 10 a minute. I've never seen anyone fast as me, though. Only one guy got close. As we used to race, you always won. I gotcha. Yeah, I have no desire to go fast. Mr. Dabbins, he was, look at his stats and read what people were talking to me. He was one of the best quarterbacks of recent times. Look at his stats. Yeah, Havix, he knows his stuff. He's a good he's very knowledgeable. And how you doing, bud? Welcome in. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that Romo was the best of all time. I said he was one of them. I never said he was like the god. I just said he was one of the best quarterbacks in recent times. When he was healthy, he was one of the best in the league, but he wasn't healthy a lot. He was made of paper, yeah, right? He was made of paper. I always think of Unbreakable. They call me Mr. Glass. They call me Mr. Glass. Wait, what is that? Why does it look different than the rest of the blocks? Why do you look different? Oh, it's gonna nag me for a while. Probably because I put them in there sideways. Yeah, I used to be a big Emmitt Smith fan. And I loved the Cowboys in the 90s, man. Aikman, Irvin, Smith. That was an insane team. Okay, guys, we're almost done. We're about halfway done cobbling deep sleep. You're a Ravens fan? Flacco! I don't... Joe Flacco. His name was just fun to say. And then he was very average. Yeah, Pure Salas. I haven't watched a lot of him. I haven't watched a lot of football this year. I haven't been able to. There are some quarterbacks who have like really amazing careers in college and they get drafted like first, second round or first round, first couple of picks, and then they just do garbage in the NFL. Rarest. So is that Bradford kid, right? Rarest? He was another one. The one that currently plays for the Lions? I don't know where he's at now. But yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Havix. Is the legally blind part a joke? Oh, I'm using the wrong thing. Oh my god, I just sat here and used the wrong pick this entire time, guys. Oh my god, I'm a monster. Oh, he got LASIK. I gotcha. Damn it. I just screwed up, you guys. Son of a biscuit. What is up with all these quarterbacks and players and stuff like not being like medically examined or truthful about their medical examinations? What the hell? If you're being paid millions and millions of dollars, I mean, you shouldn't like hide stuff like that. Be like, hey man, let's get this $3,500 procedure out of the way so that I can make my millions of dollars. Wouldn't that just be like the most basic thing to tell somebody? Hey coach, my vision's not great. We should spend a couple $1,000, that way I can make you millions. And the Havoc, that's part of it, but yeah. I guess, but I mean, I guess. But the kid showed that he could play well. I mean, eye surgery doesn't change you as a person. It doesn't make you any better or worse of a person. It makes you see better. Yeah, Havocs. Our rule 1 here is EJ's rule 8. I just made mine 1. That way I just cover all bases. No, there's no exclamation point. Sorry. No, you're okay, bud. Well, yeah, no, Warner, that's fine, but... There's a can of worms there that has a warning label on the side of it. Oh, it was Stafford. That's his name. Why did I say Bradford? Who was the Bradford kid I was talking about? Wasn't there somebody named Bradford, or am I misremembering wrong? Sam Bradford. Yeah, okay, okay. So he was another one. I thought he went and played for the Lions too, no? What name doesn't ring a bell? Vince Young? Oh, they were touting him as the next Warren Moon, pure solace. Because he went and joined the Titans. They were like, oh, here comes the next Warren Moon. Oh, I got you, Havocs. Played for everyone but Detroit. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the last college quarterback that did really, really well in college and then kicked ass in the NFL, it was Peyton Manning, wasn't it? Luck. I guess Luck is pretty good. Mahomes? Is Mahomes... So here's my question. Is Mahomes good, or is the Chiefs receiving team just really good? Look at his stats, Kank W. Okay. But if he can throw it and they can catch it though. I was just asking, Mr. Davis, because like Eli Manning wasn't a good quarterback, but he won 2 Super Bowls. And that's because he was literally carried the entire way. But he's going to be listed as one of the best quarterbacks because he won 2 Super Bowls.